I guess this can officially be my first rant recording that I'm not afraid to put on the internet, because I like to rant a lot, and especially in my car when I'm alone and nobody's actually listening. So I thought it'd be actually hilarious to just post it on the internet for whoever the heck wants to see it. So why not? There's a lot of things to rant about. It's just depending on what you want to talk about. And for me, ranting just comes naturally. And then sometimes I'll get easily distracted. Like, I'll be talking about one topic and I'll jump to the next thing. And it's kind of funny because I'll have a passenger and I'll be talking to them. And I'll get like a car that's going really slow, or like a car that zooms past me, and I'll comment on it in the middle of them saying something. I have a lot of friends that I give rides to, so it is absolutely hilarious to see the reaction when I suddenly just cut them off to make the most dumbest of comments. My friends actually probably think I'm just insane, and I can see why. I go day to day doing hard work, and I do more work than a lot of people my age, which causes a bit of confusion, because a lot of people, when they usually look at people my age, they think of people that are lazy, people that don't do anything, people that are just trying to coast by in life. But that's just the stereotype. A lot of people my age that I know like to work hard. I like to work hard. I like to stay later than normal. I like to do more than the average person because I want to prove that I can do something. And that's a lot of my friends too, but it's this stereotype that's built around us that we can't escape, essentially. It's this social label that has just been built into our society, saying, hey, you're this age, you must be super lazy. I'm not going to ask you for help. I'm going to ask someone who probably does want to work. So I can see why it might be a little difficult for some kids my age to get jobs. Well, not kids, but... And I feel like a lot of labels in society have just ruined opportunities for various types of people, not just my age. And speaking on the word of age doesn't really mean anything, right? Age is just a word, to be honest, and then it's just a number. Age itself, it's just a concept of time. And what is time other than just the sun spinning, or the earth spinning around the sun? Like, honestly. And then we just follow this concept. Everyone at once follows this one concept developed by a guy who thought of it years ago. I think it was genius, but at the same time, it's also what I think about when I think of olden times, in which we take all of our information from. When we think of famous composers, we think of like Bach, or all of these significant like people from older times. And when we think of just basically, when you say famous old dude, you're probably gonna get like Mozart, to be honest. And it's weird that we follow this knowledge that we've gained from so long ago without questioning it. A lot of people follow through with these new findings, these new ideas, but we don't question it. A lot of scientists do, though. But that's something Generation Z has lacked. It's questioning. People don't question a lot anymore. At least from what I've witnessed, people are okay with what they've been given. People are okay with what's been out there. But people don't understand. I just realized this car's going slow. I don't understand how people can't question these things. I question them every single day. I have so many questions every single day because I want to understand. I want to know what this means. I want to know what that does. I want to know what these do. I want to know as much as I possibly can everyone has stopped caring, but a lot of people have just stopped caring about a lot of things. Going back to the whole people my age don't realize how much is in front of them, how much is around them, how much they're looking at. A lot of people have stopped appreciating what's really around them. Instead, they try to focus on what's in front of them and not the surroundings. I've noticed this in various ages, not just younger people. And I'm kind of disappointed by it. Because I myself love to explore new things. I love to see new things. Because it's just fascinating to see other people's interpretation of the place that we live. I like to hear other people's perspectives. I like to hear other people's ideas. Because it's that concept of hearing other people's sides. I don't like to be biased, and I don't like to stay on one side. I like to hear every point of view, every side, to see if maybe a resolution doesn't make sense, or if it does. I'm in a club that fights apathy, and recently that club hasn't been doing so hot in terms of fighting apathy. All they're doing is waving around a sign saying fight apathy, while behind that sign, it's a little crooked. As much as I love this club, and I'm one of the oldest members in it, I'm kind of disappointed at the same time. Because it's a club that I tried to run for an officer position, and I didn't get because bias, I guess? People don't like to hear voices anymore. They like to see appearance. That's something I've noticed a lot. And it's a thing that people have pointed out quite a bit. Nobody likes to look at anyone's words rather than how they look. And I can't say it's the best decision we've ever made or the best decision that we can make. But it's just how we are right now. And we can't really argue with that, since it's kind of a scary concept to try and change something that has been around for so long. And I embrace the fact that our society will never diversify in terms of accepting others, or in terms of being social butterflies, because I've heard of traditions from around the world that we don't keep in certain places. That kind of boggles me. When I took sociology, I learned so much, but some of it I kind of already knew. The things I didn't know were things that kind of revolved around concepts and ideas that happened around the world. Happen too. Because it's beautiful. All of these different things that other countries do. But as Americans, we learn to shut them out. And if I remember the term correctly, I believe it's xenophobia. I might be incorrect. I could be incorrect. But it's that general fear of the outside, basically. As Americans, we decide to hide in this bubble, thinking everything we do is right and everything everyone else does is wrong. Because they don't think like us, they don't eat like us, they don't walk like us, they don't dress like us. They're just not us. So we internalize this idea that we're the perfect human. Doesn't that make us the same as Hitler? He wanted to make the perfect race, so he shut out the people he thought were wrong. He killed the people he thought were wrong. He killed the people he thought were not perfect. When in general, we're not perfect at all. None of us are. But none of us argue against anything that is going on. As a student, I have to learn. I have to understand so much more than a lot of other people. But being in classes that are diversified amongst race, ages, it's like you learn so much more about another ethnicity more than you learn about what's in the actual class. In this day and age, we don't have many great teachers anymore. There was a point where teachers were there to teach you these concepts so that you could understand them for future use. But I feel like I have been sort of duped, because while I should be learning math, the teacher constantly sits at his desk and I sit on my phone trying to understand, but at the same time stopped caring, because if he doesn't care about my education, it's that idea that why should I? And I absolutely love education. But why should I start trying if this person in front of me who's supposed to be teaching me isn't trying himself? I'll give it to him. He does try quite a bit, but not as much as the teacher next door. Not as much as the teacher across the campus. Not as much as the teacher helping special ed. So I find myself in a bit of a pickle when I'm trying to decide if what he's saying is something I should follow, or if I should try to go to someone else for help. If I should go to the counselor and complain and get switched to the only other teacher who teaches that same thing in the school. These are the rants I like to talk about because, frankly, I enjoy it. It's something I like to talk about. It's something I don't like to hide, but it's something I can't really talk about around other people because they don't understand. While I would love more people to understand how I think, I don't think I want more people to think the way I think. Because the way I think is kind of a mess at times, so I could see why it'd be a bit of a hassle. But in the end, I like ranting. It helps me get out what I want to talk about. And now that I'm going to start posting, maybe there will be people to listen.